Kimi, what a great way to bounce back from the sprint. I imagine you've heard this a few times in the pen, but the youngest Grand Prix pole sitter in F1 history as well. Just tell us how you're feeling.
Yeah,
Could have been a lot worse in terms of starting position for tomorrow. Expecting a big fight with Kimi, the Ferraris.
yeah, for sure. I mean, Kimi's been very quick, so it was only a matter of time that we'd be having a proper fight, and hopefully we can have a nice battle tomorrow. Ferrari are definitely in the mix, so I hope not, but I expect something similar to the first two races.
Hi Lewis, P3, quite a lot closer to Mercedes in qualifying trim. I imagine you take quite a few positives out of that one today.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know why particularly.
What happened at the start and the sprint earlier today, of course. What's your thinking for tomorrow? Do you feel like you can really be in the fight and challenge? Look forward.
These guys are going to be rapid in the race as they were today, and it's going to be very hard to keep them at bay. And I think I've got to figure out a different approach tomorrow to go the distance and have pace throughout the race. So that's my main focus now. Sprint race wasn't really good for me performance-wise. It's good at the start, but then after that died off. So I can't have that tomorrow.
Hi Charles, P4, with the gap to Mercedes closing compared to last week in Australia. Do you take quite a few positives out of that?
Yeah, but I don't.
Did you make many changes after the sprint? And what about the race tomorrow you're thinking there? And can you look forward?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of work to turn things around compared to yesterday. You know, we're so far away from the lead that we're trying things. And it's still not really working, but at least we try to understand.
Lando, P6, was that pretty much everything you could get out of it? How was that final run for you in Q3?
I mean,
There we know the pace of Mercedes and Ferrari. Any opportunities that you see tomorrow, maybe the start?
No idea on the start. Could be amazing, could not be good. You never really know. A lot of our starts have been good, so touch wood. It's the same tomorrow, and we'll see how we can challenge the guys ahead. At least how we can put them under pressure and see if they make any mistakes. But it's clear that we're a step behind, and therefore racing that kind of car is always going to be tricky. But you never know.
Oscar, P5. From what we were talking about after the sprint, was that pretty much what you could get out of it this afternoon?
I think so.
For tomorrow's race, we saw quite a lot going on at the start and the sprint earlier.
Try and get a good start if I can. That's probably the first thing, and then just see what the tyres do. I think the tyres were a pretty big factor in the race, but in the sprint. But I think just car pace is going to be very important. So we'll see what our pace is like. And if we've got enough grip, then maybe we can mix it with the guys at the front, but we'll wait and see.
Checo, it looked like there were some issues holding...
It's not enough for Q2.
Yeah, all of those things you just touched on. Tomorrow's race, is it treating it as a kind of test session, just learning as much as you can in the situation you're in right now?
Yeah, unfortunately we need too much help from the others to get points, so we need to treat it as you said, as a test session, get a lot of the tests done while the car is not performing, so by the time we take the weight out and we get a bit more downforce in the car, we hopefully can get the points, having learned a lot from the balance.
Alex, I know that must be hugely frustrating. We heard you on the radio. After the sprint you said couldn't fix the car. I imagine just more of the same out there this afternoon. What was it like behind the wheel?
Yeah, it's just
your understanding of the package and the
I
parts.
think it is realistic so far. Both cars, FP1 qualifying and the sprint race has been trouble-free, and reliability has been strong. So there is not any sign that tomorrow could be any problem. So yeah, I go into the race thinking that we will see the checkered flag, and we are not very fast at the moment. So let's do that thing at least. Yeah.
Lance, again, I know you're here to fight for more. You said after the sprint, I know you're here to fight for more. You said after the sprint that
we'll do our best.
Nico, a good effort, just missing out on Q3 there. What's your review of that session from your side?
Yeah, I mean, 2000s is not a lot, but unfortunately on the wrong side of it. But generally clean session. So, there was much more in it, I feel. So it is what it is, and we'll take it from here.
Yeah, decent place to start tomorrow. What do you feel your car will be like at race trim? Can you knock on the door at some point?
At the moment, it's just full of surprises. Obviously, this morning was the first time.
Yeah, firmly in the mix for some points.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the cars
the top 6 ahead, we know from the race pace this morning are just not our battle. So I expect to fight with Max and the Red Bull behind. The Haas look pretty competitive as well. So I think the usual battle in this pack, we are quite a few cars, and hopefully we can just edge them and have a smooth race and get some more points than Melbourne.
Franco, so close to Q3. Does that feel like a good step in the right direction this weekend? And we also saw the moment with Flavio in the pit lane. What was he telling you there?
Yeah, I think the team is.
Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. We have the interviews of the drivers after the qualifying session that we had at Shanghai circuit. The qualifying is done and the drivers have now spoken to the media after the very intense session that set the grade for 2026 Chinese Grand Prix. The big headline is, of course, Mercedes with Kimi Antonelli first, George Russell second, and we have Hamilton that put Ferrari on the grid on third place. And after him, we have Charles, we have Oscar with Norris and Max Verstappen, and so on, so on, so on. Up and down on the paddock, drivers had plenty to say about this session, the tricky conditions, and what they expected from tomorrow's race. The main persons, or let's say the main characters of this session were the Mercedes, especially Kimi Antonelli with his surprising P1 on the qualifying session. He said that his final lap on Q3 felt almost perfect. He explained that the biggest challenge all weekend has been getting to the tires into the right window around Shanghai, because the circuit has several long corners that can easily overheat the tires. So when he gets into those corners, he drives really fast on those corners, and the tire degrades in very fast time. According to him, during his final run, everything came together. The tires were working, the grip was there, and he felt confident pushing the car to the limit. That's why he had the tires on the right temperature, so in perfect temperature position on the tires. He also praised his team, saying that the car felt very balanced and predictable throughout the session. And right behind him is his teammate George Russell, who said up and down the same words. He may have lost a little bit time on the middle sector. Still, he said Mercedes clearly had strong pace during qualifying, and starting first and second puts them in a fantastic position of the race. But that doesn't mean that they are favorites, because right behind their tail there are both the Ferrari drivers that are really fast on the starting line, and as we know on Shanghai, that turn one is really long until you come to the corner. Ferrari right on their tail. Lewis said that he was pleased with the progress of the team made throughout the weekend. He explained that the session of the car struggled slightly with balance, but the team made adjustment before qualifying that helped improve performance throughout the slower corners. Hamilton also said that margin between the top teams are incredibly small this season, meaning that even the smallest mistake can cost position. Also, I want to say that congratulations to Lewis for being there with the engineer. So every time he wants a change, every time they make a change, Lewis is right behind that change. So be sure that the car will, in a couple of races, the car will start to fly, and it will be like, oh, Ferrari is back after a long years. After long years. Just behind Lewis is our prodigy, our Monaco driver Charles Leclerc, qualified fourth and gave a very similar assessment. He said that the lap was clean but not spectacular, and he felt there was maybe a little more time in the car. So they want to update the car for the race. Ferraris are struggling on the slow corners a little bit. That's where they lose a couple of milliseconds. So they have the data that they need, and then surely they will do the necessary updates for the race. So we will just need to wait and see. However, he believes Ferrari's pace might be stronger than their qualifying pace, which could give them opportunity during the Grand Prix. So they clearly know what they will doing. They will do on the race, because on long terms, Ferrari is really consistent and really good. So we will just want wait and see what's gonna happen. On the other side, on the McLaren, both of the drivers had solid qualifying session. They finished 5th and 6th on the grid. Piastri explained that the car felt good in most corners, but the team seemed to be missing a bit of outright pace compared to Mercedes and Ferrari. He said that the lap itself felt strong, but that the competition at the front was simply too fast in Q3. On the other hand, the champion, Norris, also mentioned that the track evolution played a big role during qualifying. As the track gained more grip, that lap times kept improving, which means drivers had to perfectly time their final run to maximize performance. Despite the starting from the row 3, both McLaren drivers sounded confident they can fight for the strong result in the race. In the other hand, the most thing that I was sad about is about the Red Bull, about the Max. He only could manage 8th place on the grid. After the session, he sounded really frustrated with the balance of the car. He explained that throughout qualifying, the car felt inconsistent, especially through some of the slower corners where grip seemed to disappear. So in like two corners, I think, I'm not sure about, so I cannot remember now. In 2 corners, he slided slightly because the car didn't have the grip to get in those corners with that amount of speed. He said that the team will need to analyze the data overnight to understand why the car struggled so much compared to their main rivals. His teammate Isaac Hajar finished 9th and also said that session was tricky. The rookie explained that the car felt decent in some sections of the lap but difficult to control in others, making it hard to extract maximum performance. So in overall, the track for some drivers is really hard to obtain and to maintain the pace, but that's it. That this is the sport that someone struggles, someone gains the power to go really fast, and it is what it is. So it's an unpredictable sport, and that's why we love it. So after the drivers following qualifying interviews, the situation in the front is becoming very clear. Mercedes starts in the strongest position with Antonelli and Russell. Ferrari are right behind them. McLaren is close enough to fight for the podium opportunities, and Red Bull will be looking to recover after a difficult qualifying session. If the qualifying is anything to go by, tomorrow's race, Shanghai, could be a very exciting and unpredictable Grand Prix. That's because everyone will start to fight for that position in the front. Hopefully we will have a good and interesting race, and hopefully we will be having a race without any casualties. Thank you everyone for watching this video with us. Please don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. If you have something to add up, comment down below, and we'll see you in the next one.